The second recommendation is to personalize the relationship with customers who merit relationship marketing. What is personalization? You you personalize the services, web interfaces, products, communications based on former information you have about the customer in order to make the relationship more interactive, more personalized, and in order to make it more convenient also for the customer. The ability of a firm tailor products, communication services, interfaces based on preference information, based on transactional information, based on social geographical. All this information is used to personalize services, products, or interfaces. Personal communication from a retailer or from an e-commerce who, according to your click or transaction history, gives you personalized recommendation. Or if you have information aggregators, you can tailor the information you get from journals according to the preferences we have, economy or about sports or about politics or about people. So you can determine what you want in order to get more personalized information flows. Personalization is done by the company proactively. Various customization is done by the customer. Personalization means that the firm is doing the approach, is offering you, based on your information, recommendation. For example,
Netflix is an example of personalization. They're using AI and machine learning to power up its recommendation engines. The company uses customer viewing data, search history, rating data, as well as time, date, and the kind of device a user uses to predict what should be recommended to them. For example, if a user is vested much in watching horror movies like The Ritual, The Babysitter, Apostle, or Fear the Walking Dead, Netflix would recommend similar movies to keep the users hooked to its platform. Strong recommendations powered by AI and machine learning not only allow the Netflix to provide users with a personalized experience they love, but this also reduces significantly the churn rates. Another example of personalization is Amazon.
When buying a computer, you might get proactively personalized recommendations for printers or hard disk drives. Or if you buy a book in marketing management, you might get other recommendations for other books in marketing management. This is personalization. It is done proactively by the firm. Customization is done by the customer. It's a kind of co-production. That is, the customer is personalizing his or her offer. Typically, when you buy a computer, for example, a Dell, or if you go to the platform of Apple, you can personalize your notebook by choosing the components, by choosing the hard disk drive, by choosing the screen size, by choosing the RAM size, by choosing German, French, or international keyboard. You can choose if you want a service, an Apple Care. The personalization is done by the customer. That's the easy way to do personalization, because actually the customer is doing the job. The personalization, I repeat myself, it's done by the firm proactively. Customization is done by the customer. On types of personalization or types of data. First type of data is behavioral data. That is transactional data coming from the database, the orders or the purchases that are done on a website or the purchases that are done in retail stores. This behavioral information is collected and used to make behavioral recommendations. So again, when you buy a book in marketing management, you'll see that you're interested in marketing literature or CRM literature, then they can give you recommendations about other CRM books. This is also done, for example, Tesco in the UK. When you buy pasta, you might get recommendations for pasta sauce. If you buy beer or other alcoholic drinks, you might get recommendations for crisps, peanuts, and all these things which might be useful when drinking an aperitif. So this is behavioral recommendation. Social-based recommendation. This is done with information collected on social media, such as Facebook or LinkedIn. And this is actually very important data because combined with behavioral data gives firms the ability about what you like. For example, if you want to do a personalized communication to a customer, you might choose or select only those customers who liked a given brand, for example, L'Oreal, and who liked lipsticks, for example. You want to target even more on a product category. So this social media information gives the opportunity to brands to target deeply customers according to the preference. So this is one type of information that can be used. But there's also other types of information. That is what you're posting on network. So this can be used by text mining in order to do kind of sentiment analysis. And it's a good mean also to avoid defection and to avoid negative word of mouth. Combined with behavioral data, you're coming to a new city in Asia or in Europe, and you don't know. And you're looking for a hotel and for a restaurant. Based on behavioral data, the recommendation system will see that you're, for example, member in a loyalty program of Hilton or of Arco. So based on this and within these different loyalty programs, the system might see that you prefer, for example, Mercure Hotel than the Arco or Sofitel. So you will get a recommendation in the city for a Sofitel based on your preference. He is generally in Sofitel. This is what the behavioral data is telling us about him or her. But on Facebook, on social media, he seems to like also premium offers such as McGarren or McGallen. So there might be matching of information, be a sales promotion to say, okay, for the same price as Sofitel or Mercure, you might go today to McGarren because there's one next to the city where you are. So this would be an example how to cross this information. The next step would be a restaurant. The system knows about your preferences in terms of food, so it would recommend you based on behavioral data is used with social media.
It will recommend you restaurants, as here, for example, El Gaucho Steakhouse, or another restaurant in the Hotel Mercure. This is according to the publication and the likes you have on social media, and also the behavior information. And after that, you would like to have a drink. So there are recommendations for sites where you can have a drink, as here, for example, Hard Rock Cafe. These recommendations are thus done based on social media data and based on behavioral data coming from behavioral databases. So, for example, loyalty programs or information you leave on e-platforms or any e-commerce websites.
The next type of data is location. To make it even easier, you will geolocalize yourself. This is actually what is happening when you go on Google. And you will get the restaurants which are close to you. Or if you really like a given restaurant, it will give you the distance and how to go there.
So by combining data from Google Map, the geolocalization, social media data, that is what customers like, and from behavioral data, that is from loyalty programs or marketplaces, the algorithm will optimize the search behavior and will localize and find those restaurants or those commercials which fit best to the actual need of the customer and will show him or her the way to go to this marketplace or to this restaurant. This will decrease cognitive energy and time and will be a real service for the customer, which makes him or her loyal. The combination of social media, geographical and behavioral data enables then stores to send push messages to the customers. This is already reality. So the store knows that you want a drink, then it will geolocalize you and then will recommend you some promotions to go into the store where you can use the promotions or the vouchers to buy the drink. This can be combined with Google research data. For example, if you have searched before drinks or 7-Eleven, then this data can also be used for personalization. Another example is when you have searched on Google MBA or master degree, then you will get recommendations or advertisements for MBAs or master degrees, which would fit perfectly to your interest. And this is really targeted advertisement.
And the final type of information is IoT, which is not still really used, but will be used in the future. Very important information next to behavioral and social media and geographical information. Because imagine the following case. So let's take again the hotel and restaurant example. You're in a foreign city. So you have found the hotel based on social media information, geographical information, and behavioral information. You want to find the restaurant. Now the question is, if you combine this with IoT data, The question is, can you eat a steak tonight with French fries? Because it's not very good for health. So the IoT data could help. And the smartwatch knows that you have some heart problems. Then it would not recommend you a steakhouse. Then it would recommend you a healthy food store with a lot of vegetables and not fat food. On the other hand, if you have weight problems, you're doing a sports program with a sports coach, a virtual sport coach, you want to lose some weight, then the recommendation system would tell you've done a little bit sports in the gym today, so I can recommend you a steak. But if you have not done a lot of sport, then the recommendation system would say, okay, today you did not do enough sport. Either you will have to go now to do your jogging, 1 hour, and then you can go to the steakhouse. Either you have some vegetables and salads that have a healthy food. And again, based on behavioral data and social media data, it will recommend you restaurants that correspond to these segmentations based on geographical. There's 200 meters away a store where you can eat salads. I told you the difference between traditional market and now relationship market is the personalization. Because we have more and more data, big data, that we can use to tailor the product exactly to the personal needs of the customer.